Psalm 146, the blessedness of trusting in the Lord. Psalm 146 is a hymn of praise that calls the believer to place unwavering trust in God rather than in human strength or authority. It opens with a deeply personal exhortation, "Praise the Lord, O my soul." This self-address reflects the intentional nature of worship. Praise is not merely a spontaneous emotional response but a conscious, sustained commitment that lasts throughout one's life. The psalmist declares that as long as he lives and has breath, he will continue to glorify God, underscoring the idea that worship is meant to be constant and enduring. The psalm then shifts to a warning against misplaced trust. Human leaders, described as princes or sons of men, are inherently limited. They are mortal, and their plans vanish when they die. No matter how powerful or influential they may seem, they cannot provide ultimate security or salvation. This contrast highlights the fragility of human authority and reminds the reader that reliance on human systems, whether political, social, or personal, is ultimately unstable. True help cannot come from those who are bound by the same limitations of life and death. In contrast, the psalm proclaims the blessedness of those who place their hope in God. Such a person is described as happy or blessed, not because of outward circumstances, but because of a secure relationship with the Creator. God is identified as the maker of heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them. This affirmation of divine creation emphasizes His power and authority over all things. Moreover, God is faithful. He keeps truth forever, meaning His promises are reliable and unchanging. Unlike human intentions that fade, God's purposes endure. The middle portion of the psalm provides a vivid picture of God's character through His actions. He executes justice for the oppressed, gives food to the hungry, and sets prisoners free. He opens the eyes of the blind and lifts up those who are bowed down. These descriptions portray God as deeply compassionate and actively involved in the lives of those who suffer. His concern extends especially to the vulnerable, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow, groups that often lack protection and support. At the same time, the psalm affirms that God opposes wickedness, bringing the plans of the unjust to ruin. This balance of mercy and justice reveals a God who is both loving and righteous. These acts of restoration and care also point to a broader vision of divine redemption. The opening of blind eyes and the lifting of the downtrodden suggest not only physical help but also spiritual renewal. God's work encompasses the whole person and ultimately reflects His desire to restore what is broken in the world. The psalm concludes with a triumphant declaration of God's eternal reign. The Lord shall reign forever, to all generations. This final statement reinforces the central message of the psalm. While human power is temporary and fleeting, God's rule is everlasting. His authority is not limited by time, and His faithfulness extends across every generation. The closing call to praise returns the reader to the beginning, forming a complete circle of worship grounded in who God is and what He does. In summary, Psalm 146 teaches that a life anchored in God is marked by enduring praise, secure hope, and a deep awareness of His justice and compassion. It urges the reader to turn away from reliance on human strength and instead trust in the Creator, whose power, faithfulness, and care never fail.
Psalm 146. Praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, I will praise the Lord. I will sing praises to my God while I have my being. Do not put your trust in princes, nor in a son of man, in whom there is no help. His spirit departs, he returns to his earth. In that very day his plans perish. Happy is he who has the God of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his God, who made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, who keeps truth forever, who executes justice for the oppressed, who gives food to the hungry. The Lord gives freedom to the prisoners. The Lord opens the eyes of the blind. The Lord raises those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous. The Lord watches over the strangers. He relieves the fatherless and widow, but the way of the wicked He turns upside down. The Lord shall reign forever. Your God, O Zion, to all generations. Praise the Lord.